This is Rusty Rotor. From What's on My Bench. I've not gotten done as much as I was hoping to on the Chevelle. I know you guys have not seen the Chevelle. It's Wife's Choice 2023. Turn you here. You can see the body is cleared. It is very dusty, but the clear leveled out. And you can see how deep black that is. What a shine. There's only one problem. Somehow, in my clear, I made a fatal mistake. And that was I used a little bit of leveling thinner I had left, and I forgot before I had done my metallics, I had stuck the same pipette down in there to get it out, and it had metallics in it. So now my clear coat has metallics all through it. Doesn't look too awful bad now that it's all cured. There for a while I thought, oh, it's going to be horrible, but it's kind of grown on me. I won't be bringing it to Acme. It's not that good, but it turned out really nice. I mean, I was surprised. I upped my dosage, so to speak. So you guys know, like when you're using the leveling thinner, it's 10 to 12 drops per whatever you're using, as far as the amount you're using of paint or clear or whatever it may be. MCW, you know, you're mixing it 50-50. And then, you know, a few drops of the hardener in on it. Sorry, guys. There we go. So I thought, well, I'm not getting enough leveling thinner in it to where it's leveling out really good and smooth to minimize the sanding and blah, blah, blah. Well, wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, the car that really should be stripped and sanded down and redone, there's hardly any. You can see the flake in there. It's not bad, like I said, but don't mind the glass. It hasn't cured yet. I'm going to have to go back through with a toothpick, and I may have to pull it out and clean it and put it back in. I'll get it set. Right there is where it needs to be. Okay. See if it'll dry good. Anyways, as you can see, I mean, it's as smooth as glass almost. I mean, there is fine, very fine orange peel. Not for this being a shelf queen, not worth all the work. I mean, it turned out really good. My black attracts dust like something fierce. It's so shiny. Look at it. It's just glaring the camera. There's the emblems. There's the back end. The hood is drying. We got our vents in the hood. You can see. I did find a minor defect in the kit. The core support right here. You got to sand it down a little bit more so it sits down below that lip because it keeps the hood raised up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and cut that down a little bit, and I'll touch it up with some gloss black, and that should blend in pretty good. That'll let my hood shut down all the way, but we're going to wait for a while before we even attempt that. I'm telling you right now, this is an excellent kit. Highly recommend it, but be mindful that to marry these two together, it's a super tight fit. You have to put the engine part in first, and then work the back end down into the body. It fits that tight. And also, kit engine, I didn't modify anything there. The alternator almost needs to be put in after it's already in there. Same way with the core support, but you can. It shows instructions, core support, or the radiator goes in first, and then you marry them together. But it's so tight, this doesn't want to fit in there right. So I know when I go to put it together, it's probably going to bust it up again. This is the second time putting it all back together. You can see I did go crazy, and I detailed the whole engine compartment. Fuel line, fuel filter, vacuum lines. I added a vacuum advance to the distributor. See there? Scratch built the coil. So this is right there where it's supposed to be, but it's not the kit one. And then we ran alternator wires. We ran the electronic choke wires from the carburetor. They're hard to see. They're down in there. Let me see if I can get it closer. There, you can see them down in there. Blue and orange wires. And then we just followed the path of the wires that were molded in, and we added our own wires. Drilled the proper size holes so everything's nice and clean. We added a chrome cap to the master cylinder. It doesn't have power brakes, it's manual brakes, even though we got disc brakes. I was going to change the master cylinder. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because anything bigger, this alternator gets in the way of the wheel wells going in. So I think what I'm going to do is concentrate on getting it together where it fits good, and then we may have to reassemble this back on here.